Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to Toad Manor. I am the Toad, and we are going to be looking at a couple of Bowie knives. We have the Marbles Bowie and the Cold Steel Black Bear Bowie. Now, I'm not an outdoorsman anymore. These are just pure and simply wall hangers, for thought of a better way of describing them. This one is anyway. This one is a tool. I do use this in the garden. I have used it in the garden to hack things down. It's very successful with the oars as well. I've got four cold steel machetes. This is obviously, it is a machete, but made in the shape of a Bowie knife. As with most of the cold steel machetes, they're basically all the same. 1095 steel, and then they're just ground in a different shape. Whether you get the cookery machete, which I've got a couple of. I've got the big one and the little one. Or whether you go for the Roman gladius shape. As far as I know, they're all pretty much the same. 1095, same thickness, all made in South Africa. But this is actually a very, very good, useful camp knife, if that's what you want to use. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I've bashed and bashed and bashed this. To me, cold steel knives, anything I've got is cold steel, is a utility tool. I don't buy them to look at, I buy them to use, because I know there's reliability there and they'll work and they're not going to fail you. This is actually quite a good piece of cutlery. That is got metal inside for extra protection. It's not going to go anywhere. Like I said, I've bashed the crap out of this thing, and look, it's come really clean. You know, you won't believe what I've done with it. I don't think, I don't like Bowies. Sorry, I don't like clip points very much. I don't think this tip would survive an awful lot of digging in, and which you might want to do with your Bowie knife. I think it would end up breaking off, to be honest with you. But the rest of it, yeah, it's a fine piece of kit. And if you want to call it a Bowie, yes, it's a Bowie. It's a Bowie shape. That's as good enough for me. This one, however, stainless steel blade. I got this mainly because the handle, I love the handle, and it's purely there to look at. It's never going to get used. You could use this, I suppose, if you're on a campsite or something like that for some light work. It's not going to break. You're not going to chop any trees down with it. But on the other hand, it's sharp enough to do some chop up some fire sticks. I wouldn't go battering with it, but if you just want everything in your sheath, yeah, it will do the job. You know, it's like I said, I got it just purely simply to look at. I think it's a lovely, lovely Bowie knife. Having said that, it might survive. It might be stronger than I know, but I didn't spend a huge amount of money on this one. These were both about the same price. Like I said, this one's designed to be used. This one, to me, is designed to look at. I don't think these little bits would survive if I bashed it around too much, but isn't it a beautiful thing? Now, they both come with sheaths. Let me just grab them to show you. This is the cold steel one. These are tried and trusted. It's not leather sheath, but believe me, this is not going to let you down. You can bash these things around as well. You know, they're lovely. They're well made. They do the job. All the all the machetes I've got have all come with the same style of sheath, and none of them have failed me. They do the job. They clean up okay. They take a bit of bashing. You know, they are what they are. If you want better, you pay more. You know, you're talking about the budget end of the machete range when we're talking about the cold steel machetes. There's far better ones out there, but when all you want to do is just chop down a few bushes and never use it again, sometimes the cheap ones will do the job. And that doesn't mean to say they're not going to last. Like I say, I don't see any of the cold steel machetes I've got failing me. When the weather comes back again, I'll make a video on the machetes I've got to show you actually how they perform. The Marbles sheath on the other end is absolutely beautiful. It's all leather. The tassels keep wanting to wander up there. But look, very, very nice. Put together really, really well. I mean, the sheath on its own has value to it. You know, you take the price of this sheath off the knife. I mean, I don't know, you would say £10 for a sheath like this, if not more. Which would make that sort of like a £20 knife. So, you know, there's not a lot of money there. And like I say, I didn't get them for to go out in the wilderness with as a survival knife. It's a nice sheath, isn't it? It's pure and simply to look at and say, oh, isn't that nice? You know, and it's up on the wall with all the other ones. You stay just there. Right, so let's have a closer look. This has got a good old weight to it. I've never weighed it. I don't know how much it does weigh, but it's definitely way over a kilo. Let me see. Get a rule on it. So you're talking about just over an 11-inch blade. 7-inch, just nearly 7-inch handle. What's this? Not quite a 1/4 of an inch. Say there, ruler. You know, you've got a substantial thing in your hand when you've got this, but it's lovely. It feels really good. This is a really, really handy handy tool, and maybe it would survive. I don't know. I might put it to the test one day. I've got quite a few Bowie knives to try out. Some of them are tried and tested, and I've seen them tested by other people on videos, and they have survived. So I do know they work. But yeah, so that's the marbles. Isn't that nice? And it's a good shaped blade as well. I'd be happy to pay a bit more for one that would survive a bit of bashing for the sake of it. But again, look at this tip. That's going to break off, or it's going to bend. That's not going to survive an awful lot. I mean, admittedly, the Bowie knives were designed as fighting knives. You know, that's a stabby knife. It's not meant as a utility knife, from what I gather. You know, it'll have a rat tail tang inside. Obviously, it's attached up here. This is made in Pakistan. I think that's really good because I do like Pakistan knives. I've got quite a few made in Pakistan, and they are very, very good quality. Yep, look at that. That's a beauty. The cold steel, on the other hand, is a utility knife. Again, based on the machete. It wasn't that sharp when I got it. I have put another edge on it. It's not razor sharp because I don't think you need these things razor sharp. Not for gardening use. It doesn't help them, as long as they're sharp enough to cut through. So what's this one? As far as size goes, it's like 12-inch. So that would be, that's about just over 5 inches, 5.5 inches. So, made in South Africa, which a lot of these are. Nothing wrong with that at all. This is a very, very nice piece of kit. I'm tempted at some point to take all this blackening off and give it a polish. I've seen somebody else do that and they come up really, really well. But of course, once you do that, then you've got to face rust. But this, again, feels really, really good. I've seen this many, many times put to the test on videos, and again, it performs incredibly well. It's not what you would call a real Bowie, in a way. It's one of those ones. It is. What's a Bowie? Is it the shape is a Bowie? You know, it's that whole thing. You know, a knife by any other name is still just as sharp. Knives are knives. You know, it's like this. To me, that's the Barlow. You know, it's a Kershaw Culpeper, but it's not officially called a Barlow. But everything about this to me says Barlow. But it's called pepper. They don't call it a Barlow, but you know, the extra big bolster, the shape, I think that's a Barlow, and I consider it a Barlow. A Barlow, like I say, a knife by any other name will still cut us sharp. So call it what you will. If you want to call that a piece of shit, fine. It does a good job for a piece of shit. Again, this is a cheap knife, but it's lovely. Oops. Well, there they are. This is only a quick desktop sort of a look. Again, I didn't give this as much of a view as I should have done. You know, they're nice. They're good. You can get a very, very good edge on this. I say it's 10.95. It's decent. It's got a double edge on that side. You know, it's on that side. You're going to lose that tip if you use it too often, I think. But for what it is, a small machete, it does a very, very, very good job. And I say, as an average camp knife, nothing wrong with it. I did talk about this once before, saying that if I was going to be grabbing a couple of knives to take out with me, this would be one of them. If the shit finally hits the fan, this is definitely one of the knives that will be travelling with me. For sure. You want something reliable, something that's going to do the job, and looks the biz. Get yourself a Black Bear Bowie. I mean, if you've got the money, get the better quality, more expensive cold steel Bowies, because they're pretty good. I would have them myself if they weren't so expensive. Like I say, I don't like having knives I can't use, and because I don't go out, I'm not an outdoorsman anymore, so it's pointless spending too much money on this sort of stuff. All it's ever going to be done is stuck up on the wall, on a shelf. I mean, luckily in this case, I can use them in the garden chopping down bushes. But on the other hand, how many big knives do you have? I suppose you could go and chop down every single bush, every single branch with a different knife. Get them all out, do one branch at a time. They'll give them all a bit of use, but that's been a bit stupid, really. So, there they are. I hope you found this interesting, as much as it could be. It's only a quick look at these. There's my new acquisition, as you say. That's a beautiful knife. Now, I'm going to be doing a bit of work on this soon. I'm going to start decorating the handle. I've not exactly decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I will be decorating it in some way. So the patina I got from using white vinegar is really, really good, and has worked out really well. I've given it a good rub and it's not coming off anymore. So luckily, I'm hoping it will stay like this now. But I'm going to do some work on the handle. When I finally do that, I shall show you. I can't do the stop and go videos yet, you know, show your work as it's going, because to be honest with you, I've not figured out how to do it yet. Because obviously the way I do these at the moment, as soon as I put it on pause, the video stops and you have to do a fresh video again. And I know obviously you can link them together, but like I say, I've not figured out how to do that yet. Once I do, then I'll start making them type of videos. But I'm not the brainiest person in the world. I know a little bit, and that's about enough. And I know just enough to be dangerous, let's put it that way. Right then, that's as much as I'm going to do. I hope this was interesting. I'm going to be looking back on some of my better knives over the next few videos, simply because I can't afford to buy any more at the moment. But won't be that long. Yeah, I'll keep looking at the knife web stores and saying I'll get that one next, and I'll get that I want. I've got to stop doing that. It's torture. Just enjoy what I've got for now. I say I've got a few projects I'm going to be doing, and if they plan out, I'll be showing you those. But in the meantime, until next time, look after yourselves. This has been the Toad, and it's goodbye from me. Ta-ta for now.